Hello to everyone. Myself is Dr. Vadiraj Tango, Assistant Professor, Shri Jagadguru Totagaria, Government First Grade College, Kundaliki. Today I am dealing with the topic called as crystal diffraction. This chapter is concerns to PSC program, physics subject, paper number 1, 6th semester. Syllabus concerns to Karnataka University, Dharwad, and this is session 1 in crystal diffraction. In this discussion, I am concentrating my ideas to X-ray spectrum and continuous characteristics. Learning objectives of this discussion is to know the concept of diffraction, to understand the concept of X-rays, concept of X-ray production and its properties, concept of use of X-rays for crystal diffraction. From this discussion, the outcomes are knowledge about X-rays, understanding of application of X-rays on crystals, idea about crystal diffraction. Prerequisites for this discussion is concept about diffraction, properties of X-rays, idea about crystal structure, determination, crystal structure, and Bravais lattice. And this chapter contains 2 sessions. The syllabus is X-ray spectrum, continuous and characteristic, Bragg's law, Bragg's X-ray spectrometer, and few numerical problems. Now the question is, what is X-ray diffraction? Why we are using diffraction phenomena and X-rays for this crystal structure determination? X-rays are diffracted by crystalline materials. Reason is very simple. X-rays wavelength is nearly 1 to 100 angstrom. The wavelength of the X-rays and interplanar distances in case of crystal structure, crystal lattice. Crystal lattice is also interplanar spacing is nearly 1 to 10 angstrom. So resonance is occurs between X-rays and interplanar spacing. Therefore, we are using X-rays in this phenomena. Diffraction pattern is unique to crystal lattice. Crystal structure contains all geometrical information about the material. So crystal structure can be explained only by X-ray diffraction. X-ray diffraction is one kind of thumb rule or decision factor or deciding factor, or it is palmistry of crystal structure. This kind of a branch of physics, it deals with the study of crystals, is called crystallography, and this chapter bagged nearly 30 plus Nobel Prizes. This branch is very essential in physics, chemistry, and biomedical applications and medicines. They are very much useful. Now the question arises, what is diffraction? Diffraction of light is there, diffraction of sound is there. Our idea concerns to diffraction of light. Therefore, bending of a beam of light around the edges or through a narrow slit is called diffraction. These X-rays are discovered by Röntgen. For this work, he has been awarded the Nobel Prize. Who called them these rays are X-rays? Because the nature at first was unknown so far. X-rays are also called Röntgen rays. X-ray diffraction crystals was firstly discovered by Max von Laue. The wavelength of the X-rays ranging from 10 to the power of 7 minus 7 to about 10 to the power of minus 15 meters. The penetrating power of X-rays depends on the energy also. There are two types of X-rays. One is hard X-rays, soft X-rays. Hard X-rays which have high frequency or low wavelength and consequently have more energy. Soft X-rays which having less penetrating consequently have low energy. X-rays are short wavelength or high frequency electromagnetic radiations produced by the deceleration of high energy electrons or by electrons transitions of electrons in the inner orbitals of atoms. X-ray region in electromagnetic spectrum is 0.1 to 100 angstrom. And for our crystal diffraction, analytically we are using 0.7 to 2 angstrom. And 1 angstrom is 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. This crystal structure determination, mainly the phenomena experimental arrangement, consists of X-ray tube. This X-ray tube consists of cathode and anode. We are passing DC nearly about 10,000 to 40,000 volts. Therefore, it produces the X-rays. These X-rays are collimated by lead screen. In this way, they become penetrating, they become narrowed, and they are incident on a crystal solid here, whose crystal structure has to be determined. After passing through the crystal, the rays are incident on a photographic plate. This imprint, this spot of light rays is incident on the photographic plate. Enlarging analysis of this X-rays, we can explain the exact crystal structure determination of this particular crystal. This is a very simple idea how we are determining the crystal structure by using X-ray diffraction technique. Now X-rays. Electromagnetic waves with a wavelength similar to the length of the chemical bonds. I have mentioned interplanar spacing of the crystals is nearly 1 to even 0.1 to 100 angstrom. Therefore, we are using the X-rays nearly about 0.7 to 2 angstrom. Therefore, X-ray wavelength and interplanar spacing length almost resonating each other. Therefore, we can determine the crystal structure. Produced in the lab by bombarding a metal target with electrons in a vacuum tube. X-rays are produced by decay of electrons excited to higher energy levels to the target. Several wavelengths from the different transitions. Now the X-rays are produced K alpha rays, K beta rays, L alpha rays. So the K alpha rays are transition of electrons from L shell to K shell is called K alpha rays. Transition of M shell to L K shell, it is called K beta rays, and transition of M to L shell is called L alpha rays. Usually for our crystal structure determination we are using K beta rays, and the electromagnetic spectrum we have shown you here. So therefore K beta, in K beta again K beta 1, K beta 2, and in K alpha 1. So these are the particular rays we are using for incident on the crystal, and that diffraction we are studying the crystal structure determination. X-rays continue. Multiple wavelengths generated in the tube are so called using optics. Simplest is a nickel foil to remove K beta. If you pass the nickel X-ray generated X-ray on nickel, K beta rays has been filtered. Only we are getting K alpha 1 or K alpha rays. So these K alpha rays we are using for the crystal structure determination. Principle. X-ray diffraction is based on constructive interference of monochromatic X-rays and a crystalline sample. These X-rays are generated by cathode ray tube filtered to produce monochromatic radiation, collimated to concentrate and directed towards the sample. The interaction of incident rays with the sample produces constructive interference when condition specifies the Bragg law. X-ray diffraction. When X-rays incident with a crystal lattice of solid, they are diffracted by the planes of atoms in the lattice. The diffracted beams form a diffraction pattern due to interference. This phenomenon is described by the famous Bragg's equation n lambda is equal to 2d sin theta, where d is lattice spacing, lambda is the wavelength of the light is used, that is X-rays are used, theta is the diffraction angle, and n is order of diffraction. Thank you one and all. If you have any queries, you can send the message to my mobile. Thank you one and all.